Hi, this is Dean Roger. Um, I'm trying to found the Tesla Brotherhood, and I know a lot of people believe in. You've seen the presidents try to create money that doesn't belong to the New World Order banks, and I know you're trying to create a solution, and you're heroes for trying that. If it works, that's good for you. But I'm here to tell you that I don't think it will work. I think I think if you try to create money other than what's in the New World Order banks, I think the process will not work until people stop believing in the money that is in circulation. And the reason I say that is because if you put in new circulation, who's going to control it? And there's going to be massive arguments and chaos just on that factor alone. On that note, um, I think there's a easier, more profitable way to get people to come away from the New World Order. Um, in order to do that, you have to understand where the New World Order comes from in business. They own places like Walmart, which was an all-American, uh, heroic to the people, and then they switched over and started buying from China when everybody got used to buying the product. Now people are buying communist and they don't even realize it. And the fact that they buy from slavery creates a vicious circle because the more you buy, the cheaper they get, and you drown out and lose all the competition. And after a while, you're looking at a distribution node and free enterprise. So basically, what we're looking at here is uh, implementation of C.H. Douglas's social credit. And to do that, what you do is you start a business, and within that business, you create a cooperative board from the community, and you pay them from the business. And then when the business starts to make profit more than that, you start paying the people 70 to like 100% of the profits from the company. And I'm talking profit, not the maintenance of the company and all the stuff it takes to keep the company. I mean anything over and above profit. And you set up these businesses, you start with a charity, and you get the information around what's going on out there. And you say, listen, I got a solution. It's called Tesla Brotherhood. And you say, well, we're gonna give 70% of the funds back to the people in the like a dividend check, and then we're gonna take 30% and give it back to the community for looking after the kids, for looking after um, the issues we have with the community that are not solved in present day. Yeah, that's part of it. Um, Most of what I'm trying to get at is the Tesla Brotherhood is about friendship and family. It's not. It's not. It's anti-Mason, of course, and it's anti-New World Order. It's about bringing up the family, creating projects like creating your own family flag, creating your own, caring about the individual more than the collective. It's about switching power back to the people and actually creating that social credit. It's a club that you join. It pays you, but people have to start the companies to do this, and people that do this have to be recognized. And it's all possible. It's all possible to make this thing happen. Um, is it possible to go up to people and say, "Listen, we need to change banks"? You can't. You have to have a replacement bank. Okay, and you have to start small. You have to start at the community level. You can't start at the massive level of the international bankers and fight them at their level. We have to choke them off at the bottom. We have to choke them off right at the community. And we have to switch to buying habits. In order to do that, in order to get people to stop consuming the communist agenda and their materials and stop, we have to create a social credit system that will make it affordable for them to do that. In order to do that, you need the Tesla Brotherhood. You need to set up a company and give the profits back to your community. And then that creates a more popular company. Same as Walmart being cheaper, right? And you need to raise the quality in your community, and you need to get the kids back looked after, and need to get a place where they can go at night, rather than the bars and the chaotic system that's feeding them now. I don't know really, you know. what to say to make this thing work, but I know that the year 3, I like changing the money and the system from the banks is a brilliant idea, but it's not like the New World Order has a lot of people out there. They got the Alex Jones, they got the churches, they got a lot of influence. And in order to pull that from them, you need to get the truth out there. You need to set up businesses that provide the truth, but you have to get in everybody's face, right where they buy in from. You have to get into the system. And I believe the Tesla Brotherhood idea can give you the doorway into the system. You just got to give it a chance. And start looking up Tesla Brotherhood and see if if you can find one of my sites to go further into detail, because and by the way, these are just suggestions of the way to start the Tesla Brotherhood. There's no brotherhood to join. You got to make it happen. You got to make it happen in your community, so there is one to join in your community. And then the next guy's got to make it happen. You got to pay. You got to do exactly the franchise idea that I set forth. You got to pay out 70% to a dividend check to personal Tesla Brotherhood members, and 30% into the community. And you don't give it to the community. You set up things that we need in emergency. You set up the 30% of money funds. You set up cooperative gardens. You set up cooperative food, for food, and set up restaurant businesses. Turn them into a Tesla Brotherhood business where the profits go back, and set up from the ground up. Set up chicken farms. Don't set up those ones where they all sit in the thing and roast. Set up chicken farms like we used to have, not these big factories. Set up a small community organization that looks a lot better than that process. And set up from the ground up, and then help restore social order. Get kids off alcohol, waiting at the bars. Get something out there that they can, kids can get a ride to and get a ride back, and they can join the club. Like the Tesla Brotherhood's all about kids. It's all about family. It's all about setting up the Tesla sisterhood. It's all about setting up the strength of the family better. It's all about showing people there's more out there if we all could get together. And hey man, I like all the ideas out there, but until you really look at the situation, you're blinded to think that there's people going to buy into it. What we need to buy into is a solution that can go for everyone and help them purchase away from the Illuminati first. And then when we get the ball rolling, we can go in and clean up. But we actually have no movement. Like New World Order owns it all still. They own it. Even what I'm talking to you on, New World Order owns. And they will reveal themselves in time, and when they do, all they want to do is just get everybody fighting. And they don't care who they say they are. They will just keep everybody fighting until we're all dead. Okay, so you got to remember that, and you got to know that that's not the solution that we're all looking for. So, when you look up the Tesla Brotherhood, you can tell it's me, because it's a plan that will work. It's a 70-30 split. It's not something to go after. Yes, it can be used to go after New World Order, but that's it. It's to go after the New World Order. The Tesla Brother is designed that way. You could set up, if you want to set up an army, you start with a paintball field, right? And start training people without people looking over your shoulder, with real weapons and stuff. You start with paintballs. And you train forces, and you educate the kids what they're fighting for. And you could have an army, stuff like that. And you do that in your community, of course. But in order to start this, you need to prepare people with the truth, and you need finances, and you can start the Tesla Brotherhood with a charity. You can tell people, this is what I want to start up, and this is what I want. I need your help, and start getting people to donate, because they will, to stop this. As long as they know what the truth is. And, they're not blinded by the NWO that's in their community. We have to realize that people just, you know, like first, I'll show you some examples. Like, I'll show you some examples of what I believe in, okay, just to give you an idea. Okay, for instance, for, like, when you look at religion, okay, if I was to say what religion I am and what I believe in, and everybody has to fit into my little cubbyhole, we can't save the whole world. We can only save what I believe in, okay? And I have seen some good stuff. Like, I've seen Walter V. Walter V. put out a video called, I think if you type in Walter and then VEITH and then Strange Fire, you can see that what the Masons have done to religion, and what the Masons and Jesuits done to religion. And you can see that all the churches are, it's not just one church doing wrong, it's all the churches are formed to keep everybody, you know, so that they can't fight. It's a very, very cool plan that they have. In order to undo it, you got to stop people's buying habits. You got to stop people's religious habits. You got to stop people's cult habits. You got to stop people's, and you got to say, hey, you know, take and listen to me because I'm right. I mean, there's so many of us saying the right message. Okay, there's so many of us saying the right message that if we have all these individuals firing up, there could be everybody firing up and nobody getting together as a collective. And that's where the Tesla Brotherhood comes in. Don't get saddened because the Freemason joined the group, and now you don't. Now you hate groups or you hate brotherly brotherhoods. It's nothing about that. I mean, even secret societies. Everybody says, "Well, now we got to start hating secret societies." Is it the secret society's fault? No. If an individual wanted to start some kind of secret society, hey, that's okay. But you start killing for it. You start putting presidents in power, and you start creating the European Union, and you start you know, then you got to start looking. Hey, there's something wrong with secret societies. Although, hey, don't get me wrong, the Tesla Brotherhood is an open society. That's what I'm striving for, is open family society that just gets people closer to deal with the situation. The Tesla Brothers is not a secret society. The secret society example is just an example that we condition ourselves to hate things that we shouldn't, that we can utilize here, that we have to utilize in order for survival. There's a lot of bonds that are made through Freemasonry that we have to unbind. We have to show them that, hey, you got brothers that are raping kids over here. You got Byron Pryor. Just look up Byron Pryor, you know what I'm talking about. You got they're raping kids, they're cops beating on kids. Freemasonry is linked to communism, you know, and we got issues with that. We can't accept that anymore. So when you look at what we're trying to do, and a lot of people say, well, it's to do with the banks, it's to do with money exchange. Well, it is, yes. But it took a lot more than that. They started in your community before they started in the banks. Okay, they corrupted the community first, then they corrupted the banks. Okay, that's the only way they can achieve it. Because otherwise, if they haven't got a hold of Joe Blow's media in Obahoken Town, you know, then Obahoken Town can rise up and overthrow the president if they had to. But what they've got is they've got suppression everywhere. They got media suppression in every community. They got religious suppression in every community. I just found out that even the person that's picking on me in my own building, I found out that they're part of the Alliance Church with the Jesuits there. So, you know, and it's all because I mentioned Walter V. Strange Fire. I torched on their territory. Now they're stalking me. Now I figured out where it all connects to. How can you go up to the cops and say, listen, RCMP, I'm sorry about all the stuff I said about you guys, but I'm right. But, you know, please go arrest that person. You know, it's a bit tough to do that. So, I mean, that's where it's